Great rise and beautiful beings. Great rise and beautiful beings. How's it going? This is RevereSkye'sEssence. RevereSkye'sEssence. Yes, I'm repeating that twice. We're about to talk about the construct. The dream construct. How do you know when you're in a dream construct and when you're actually on higher planes of existence? Lately, a lot of people have been getting funneled to certain atmospheres, constructs. Like if they want to build a theme park, they bring a bunch of people there. If they want to build a secluded island, they just bring you there like avatars like IMVU or Second Life or The Sims. They literally make an environment and start funneling and channeling you there. Sometimes it could just simply be a computer concept. And when you sleep, you astral project and your conscious wants to leave and go to the heavens, go beyond the firmament, right? Well, they've got a way where they're now ciphering that consciousness into either a MK Ultra body, a clone, a channeler, like a spiritual person who channels your frequency. They allow your conscious to talk through their body. So they have these constructs that they design. It could be as simple as something like the Matrix, a white room where you talk. They bring you in a confined space with boundaries under certain attributes. Attributes is when you say, I want the gravity to be this high. I want the air to be this high. They can either allow you to fly or don't allow you to fly because they're controlling their environment. Your mind works under quantum physics, but sometimes you could quantumly go past it. Like, for a while in these constructs, I couldn't fly. But the other day, I wanted to prove to somebody in the construct that I could still fly. Like, they think they made it so that I can't get in here and jump on top of a building and jump on trees. Oh, no, you got nothing coming. I made sure I was able to hover. I hovered up and I went past the trees. But when I woke up that morning, I had a slight headache. So I opened up a channel in my brain that they didn't have the frequency for. See, they thought they was jamming the frequency. They thought they changed the attributes to the construct. Like you can have parameters on your phone that won't let you press certain buttons, right? But if you go to another application, you're allowed to use those features. That's what you call attributes. They're on and off switches that allow you to do things and not do things. Some apps care more. Every app finds something different they can help you with. You know what I mean? So it's up to the attributes they add. Attributes are like accessories. Do you want a jumper on that got buttons in the bottom for easy access to pee? Do you want to wear boxers where you have to pull your boxers down? Or do you want to pull a pair of boxers where you could just pull your penis out from the side? You see what I'm saying? Do you want pants where you got to pull your pants down to pee? Or do you want pants where you could just whip it out from the side? Those what you call I'm sorry, attributes. So let's talk about this construct. You got watchers, you got handlers, you got different interdimensional, extraterrestrial, you're being handled by so many attributes, so many frequencies on the planet. Monitoring spirits, demons, devils, gods, jinns, humans, entities, beings, people that reign from different supremes. You're allocated to these people. They're governing your beck and call. They're governing your motion. They're governing your flow. They're trying to dam up your frequency. Okay? They don't want you to grow without them. Or you have certain attributes that they want to capitalize off of, whether that be a worker, slave, an image, a motion, a trend. Your discipline. Sometimes they could capitalize off your discipline. You work a 9 to 5 and you've never missed a day at work and you're loyal to your job. Then they might capitalize off of your beauty, your looks, your wit. So, to test you out, they have technology that has learned how to allow your consciousness to go into other realms, other confined spaces. And that could be as simply as a radio wave frequency that's tethered to a computer. Okay? And it's up to you to go into this frequency. So I go into these frequencies. Let's get something straight. I got to do a disclaimer right now. Just because you eat at the fanciest, swankiest places, you go to the top 10 rooftops, you're able to actually sit in VIP, does not mean that you financially have everything in order. You spiritually have everything in order. That's what you just call enjoying life. You got to stop and enjoy life. Like, do you know how many years we go without doing anything adventurous? I had the opportunity to go to Africa. No. Ain't no I had. I have the opportunity to go to Africa, Mexico, Alaska, Hawaii, anywhere I want to go. I chose to come to the Northeast. I chose to see the foundation and the structure and the hierarchy of these metropolitan cities, these metropolis cities. New York City, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Richmond, Detroit, Michigan. I can't wait to go to Chicago. I can't wait. I keep saying I want to go to Chicago. I already done did Indianapolis. I already done did Columbus, Ohio. I already done did Seattle, Washington, Salem, Oregon, Portland, Oregon, Los Angeles. Already done did New Orleans. Already done did Shreveport. Already done did Houston. I need to do Dallas. Like, I worked in and out of Dallas, but I never actually vibed in Dallas. I already done did Phoenix, Arizona. I already done did Las Vegas, Nevada. When I was in Las Vegas, Nevada, the helicopters wouldn't leave me alone. I could not. They circled me every day I was in Vegas. Like, I could not go out on my, it was sickening. I couldn't even go and chill on the balcony of my hotel room. It was like 8 black helicopters just circling over my hotel room for 2 or 3 days straight. I decided to just eat and drink in my room. I didn't even go down on the Vegas Strip at all. I was confused. So, but I enjoyed the Vegas lights, looking at all the hotels and stuff from my room. I that's all I did. I did South Beach, I did Miami, I did Key West, I did Orlando, OBT, all of that. Tampa, Ybor City. I started at Ybor City young. I started from West Florida first. But understand this. You got some filthy rich people that are able to bring you in the construct. Whether they use a witch or warlock and channel you in, or whether they use technology and channel you in through a frequency. These constructs are real. And you need to be aware of these constructs. Just like I went into a scene like The Matrix one time. And it was 3 women with their regular little floral, little blue dresses. Like, you don't really see no flowers. They just got them little floral prints. But it just be like blue, white, and black. Like, got the prints on it. You don't know if it's floral or not. You just know grandma got on a pretty little dress. So it was 3 older women, 3 older black women at the kitchen table. I'm walking through. First, it started out like it was my grandmother's house. But when you walk through the kitchen door of my grandmother's house, it changed. It's a little different. Like they put you in an environment where that feels familiar. Okay? Okay. So I get in there, and before I can even sit down, the lady said, "Baby, somebody done put a spell on you." And I'm like, okay. And it was 3 old, indigenous American women at the table. And they little kitchen dresses. So I left. I didn't worry about it. But they brought me in that construct. Just like they build these constructs to get you in and out, to relay the message and get you in and out. So I had another dream where my grandmother was there. We was in this office, but it was a makeshift office. They didn't have like stationary equipment and, desk. They had fold out tables. So my grandmother was standing up. I was sitting down at the table. These white women was moving around back and forth in the back. Like it had like a coffee station set up. Like a quick office. Something you rent a building. You put the office together, boom. The illusion of an office, right? And I'm snapping my finger right now. Grandmother walks to me, hand me a stack of papers, stapled. I'm going through all the papers. I didn't sign nothing. I'm going through the papers. It was like they was letting me know, here's your message. But I went through all the papers and I went to the back. It was a solid black carbon copy. Nothing to write. It was just a carbon copy, like a redacted piece of paper. I mean, the whole paper was redacted. Okay. The next day, I go into my shop, like my physical metaphysical shop. I walk into the shop. I unlock the door, walk into the shop. The printer prints out a black piece of paper. Solid black piece of paper. Wasted so much ink. Have you ever seen that before? A printer just print out a black piece of paper. Like ink free. And it was like the universe or the matrix was telling me, don't forget that dream. You read that paperwork. You seen that redacted paper in the back. There's so much high intelligence stuff on you that you don't even know you got going on. You don't even know you got going on. They got information on you that could be from your tribe, your lineage, your Galactic Federation family, who you are, what dynasty you come from, and they will redact that information. So why would my grandmother hand me all this paperwork with redacted information in the paperwork as well? Like, I'm going to pass this on to you, but I'm still not going to let you know where you come from. You don't think that's strange? So, I kept saying, I did shrooms a few times in the past. But everybody go through a different experience. It depends on your DNA, your junk DNA, who you are, where you come from. I seen a new level of covert operation going on. Absolutely. They couldn't believe it. They said their reactions were, I can't believe she could see us. And then my body wanted to turn into a Merkaba. Like, my body started geometrically forming. Like, I started wanting to roll and spin like an energy wheel. Like different frequencies working together. So these constructs are real. These altered realities are real. It just depends on your consciousness, your frequency, the oxygen levels of your body, the mineral levels of your body. All this you have to take into effect. You have to take into account. So, recently, I've been going into these luxurious constructs. They always got me going into constructs with celebrities, rooftop events, all types of stuff, right? I don't ask to be there. I end up there. But at the same time, you have to realize I'm a willing participant. Don't mean that I have to agree to everything that go down in these social events, these social gatherings, but I'm being tested. I'm being observed. Like $20,000, $30,000 on me. The baddest known rapper in the game on the rooftop. They're observing my reaction. They're trying to see what's my next big move. Fame and fortune. What if whatever she consciously agreed to here, we can then approach her in the awake life in the 3D realm on planet Earth, right? But I never give them the results they want. First of all, when I see the famous person or the celebrity or the well-known rapper or the well-known movie star, I never approach them. Mm-mm. I could have a martini in my hand. I could be on the rooftop. I could be at the club. I could be at the bar. I could be at this event. I don't approach them. I give them their space. But they know this in real life too. I was in Venice Beach, LA for 3 years. And when them famous people came to my table to look at my products, I just show homage by nodding my head and giving them a prayer, prayer, peace. Like, thank you for your presence, I didn't speak to them. I didn't take pictures with them. Like, I went to this very expensive flea market one time. I think it cost like $150 a day for a table. It was a famous lady right there. And I was asking her about why they put these extra holes. Did you make this product? And she was like, I don't know why the extra hole in there. But I was looking at things on her table that I could have used for my own expansion in products. And I still shop with her. I still bought from her. But I never mentioned who she was. Actually, she was one of the twins, Tina and Maria. She was one of the twins. And I never said nothing to her. My eyes never got big. I was just curious about the items on her table. And I was like, wow, she's a celebrity. She's rich. And she out here selling stuff at a booth. Like stuff that she probably bought for like $1, $2, $3. She's selling it for $10 and $15. She flipping merchandise. No lie. And I never asked to take a picture with anything. I never showed any type of expression or nothing. I just respected her as normal and kept on going. And yes, I did purchase items from her because I wanted to look at what she was selling to see if I wanted to start flipping merchandise like that. It was a reminder that no matter how much money you got, you might want to set up shop somewhere, period. That's why the next place I'm setting up shop is going to be in a megalithic city. Okay. Metropolis city. So it's a lot of interactions, but I don't care about that. I put people in a humane situation. I don't overdo it. I don't overstep my boundaries. I don't do nothing. But you got to understand, these people are watching you. These people are monitoring you. You have handlers. You have handlers. And if your vibratory rate is at a certain rate, they try to influence you or they try to catch up or try to see what you're doing. Like how they say, oh, they sold. Not exactly. Because if these people in Hollywood or mass media, want this person to interdimensionally see what frequency you're on, their soul is still intact. They could come to the same construct or realm that you're in if their soul is intact. Because remember, everybody is not blessed with a soul. So the aliens and the extraterrestrial beings and the beings on another frequency, our creator, our God, did not give them a soul. So they have to channel through influencers. So they'll take this influencer, this celebrity, and they'll say, we need you to go see what realm this person on. Yep. So they'll use their soul gateway to galactically follow and trace what you're doing. Like a spy, like an agent, like a mole, like an intel. So I've been having like this conflict lately. I don't reach out to these people completely reach out to me. I didn't even know they cared so much. It's not them. If I ever approached them, they wouldn't know who the fuck I am. Okay? It's their entity. It's who they working with It's their, it's, Spirit just said, it's their corrupt entity. Meaning, it's whoever they did the pact or the oath with. It's not who they were born to be or came. Now, they could have came from one of them space stations, too. Yes, you have space stations that have people, and they bring them down here, and they just show up. They probably weren't born at no hospital down here or nothing. They just put them on planet Earth. Already chipped, already got the MK Ultra butterfly in them, everything. So, it's an image. I call them an image or archetype. There's an image or archetype I've been working with for like a year now, or over a year. The first, they felt, I guess they observed me, and you know how you scrolling, you can see certain rappers, certain rappers, songwriters, popular people, musicians, TV shows, podcasts. You could just see so much, right? And there is technology recording your heart flutter, recording how your yoni throbbed or your phallus throbbed, or how you got starry-eyed from just seeing a person, or how much respect you have for a person, right? They channel that frequency from you. They know when your heart flutter, they know when your pulse race, they know when your heart race, they know when you get sick to the stomach by looking at something. They know this. So they chose this specific person to invite me to the construct. It first started off at their studio, whatever studio this is. They did a stunt and I started laughing. Why I started laughing, I shouldn't have never started laughing, because I didn't know this was going to go on for over a year. Excuse me. I don't know what it is when it get real cold. And I'm not like covered up. It's a like hard cough. Like no cold. It's just like this hard cough trigger, or they trying to trigger me not to talk about it, right? So they put this image or archetype. Remember, this person don't know they're there. I'm sure they don't know they're there. They, like, you would be too busy to know you're there. There's some type of construct using this person image to get close to me. Okay? It ain't no different in real life when a woman want to get close to you and hang out with you because she probably found your number in her man's phone, but somehow she go covert and she want to get close to you. It ain't no different than these constructs and realities, who you are. They see something in you that you don't see in yourself, or you're not willing to unleash or ignite or bring to reality. So they're trying to bring it out of you, psychologically, spiritually. Whether that be your own entity building this reality, your own divine entity could be building this reality and using these archetypes in these constructs. Or it could be a makeshift construct outside of your reality that they put you in. It's up to you to define these constructs. So let's start off. I'm going to make it quick. That me laughing opened up a floodgate to being around this archetype, this image, this entity. Then they started, they wanted to see how I would react in intimate relationship, not sex, but like, okay, in this construct, if we put them in a house together in a live-in situation, how would they react? They did that one. The person was telling me, like, they literally had it where they brought carpenters and contractors in to remodel this home the way I wanted it to live in with this person. They probably wasn't going to be there but temporarily. But the person or the archetype or the image was there too. This celebrity was there too. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know why out of all the celebrities I ever dealt with, it didn't go on over. I'm talking about in the construct, in the dream. Don't get it twisted. They never lasted more than 2 or 3 days. This motherfucker been lingering around for over a year. Okay. So we remodeled a home. We did on-set stuff. Then they noticed that I was a bit antisocial. I felt like their class was higher than my class. But I didn't feel that way. I just respect a person what they're attracted to. So in the tabloids and on social media and in the news, if you're attracted to this, and I don't even know what my skill set is to be around you, I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to be your friend. I'm going to respect you. I'm going to show you homage, but I'm going to cut you off. Once I see what you are attracted to, I do not waste any energy trying to entertain you in that fashion. I'm not going to talk to you from my pussy. I'm not going to talk to you from my heart space. Even though I'm going to be in my purest intent, I'm just not going to do it. Why would I waste your time and why would I waste my time? I'm not going to compete with these hoes. I got other things to do and focus on. I got information that I got to receive from my God, from my Christ conscious, from my source energy. So I'm not going to sit up here and put more on my plate than I can chew. I'm just not going to do it. If I know what type of woman or man or whatever you desire or whatever you into, I'm not going to try to fill that void or that gap. I respect, listen, I learned early, I respect a man's aphrodisiac. I respect a man's exotic infatuation. And what that mean is, like, I've seen men that see me as exotic. Like, they would just mesmerize. They would drink my dirty bath water. They would suck my toes straight from work. Okay, no shower. And then you got the American man that would just look at you like an average ancient mama, obsolete being, right? Your image is obsolete. You're not fashionable. You look old school. You look like a granny. You look like you could be the principal or a teacher. I'm not attracted to that. I'm not attracted to you wearing a granny dress in the kitchen. Like, you don't think my mothers and my grandmothers want to give me their dresses that they used to cook and clean? And yeah, they want to hand that shit down to me as a tradition. You got men that don't want to see you with them dresses on from the 70s and the 60s. They want to see you in some Nicki Minaj status. So back to it. So I don't know why they put me in the intimate settings. Okay. There has been times where it would be small room constructs, nice decor and everything. Just a small room, probably about 10 by 10 room. And it would be set up like an office with the wood and everything. And this entity would show up and they would have one of their vices with them. And I'm sitting there, but I'm not cooperating. If I was cooperating, they wouldn't keep showing up. They would actually make a proposal in the wake life. Okay? That's why I tell people, do not sign paperwork or contracts in the dream realm, because that shit could fuck you up in your wake life. So there's many occasions, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So then it got to the point where this entity wanted to find out why I did not like this image or archetype. So they put me for 6 months in regression, where they sent me back until they found out why I never liked this person or was intrigued or interested in them. And we figured out why. It was a childhood trauma. Yes, it was a childhood trauma about this person. And once I found the childhood trauma and I found out the truth, like they funnel algorithms in me to catch me up to speed. I mean, I would not lie to you. I didn't look up none of these videos. The algorithms brought the videos to me to justify why this person was innocent. You shouldn't hate them. You shouldn't be scared of them. This person was being duped or played with or toyed with, or that's another thing. Shadow banned, blacklisted, always told no. Nobody believed in them. I go through the same thing. The only difference was this person was more hungrier to prove people wrong and to get back, right? Like me, I never figured, like, if I ever find out the people who put a spell on me or tried to curse me or evil eye me, like, or make it so that I can't make money, I never said, I'm gonna find out who these people is and I'm a buy the block up. They gonna rent from me now. You get what I'm saying? No, I never did that. I never retaliated. But we had something in common. Motherfucker always want to tell you no. Motherfuckers always want to mentally stop you from blossoming. So this person found out that I was ashamed of them. Like I said, I wasn't ashamed of them. I just gave them their space. I don't know why I'm here. When you don't know why you're somewhere, you're like, oh, you again. You know what I mean? Like, why am I not going to heaven? Why I'm not speaking? Why I'm not flying? Why I'm not being a Tinkerbell tonight? Why I'm not fluttering in the aurora? Why am I here with you? Why they keep calling me back here? So it got normal. Like, I'll be in the dream, the person in the living room watching TV. I'll go to my room. I'll go to the door, see what they doing, and I will go to my room. I would, whatever image this is, whoever utilizing this motherfucking image or pimping this motherfucking image, they do a good job, okay? So when they put me in the construct and I'm with the person, it's like I'm so used to being around them, I don't even like entertain them like that. Like, I'll be like, hey, how's it going? And I'll see the other couch. I might sit down a few minutes on the couch, see what they watching on TV, and walk in another part of the house, and then like the house disappear. Like I walk out of that dream construct. You have a right to walk out of that dream construct. But things done got a little rough because my eyes are opening to different things. I meet other people in the construct. So I met a very wealthy up and coming person. Okay. They bought a lot of resources years ago, and now they're paying off. Like 300, not 300%. They're paying off like, yeah, about 400% profit right now. So whatever cost $150 then is $4,000 now. Okay. So I'm in the construct and they are wild by me, right? I get in the construct and I'm all bedazzled. I got diamonds, real diamonds all over me. A diamond dress on. And I don't know why when I was in there, I think I was lighter skinned. I don't know why. I didn't need to be lighter skinned. I'm content. I love my color. Okay? I wouldn't mind being a Nubian. For real. I would show these Nubians how to do this shit. You feel me? So I reach my hand out. Most people do not touch you in the dream realm. I reach my hand out for the guy, and he's adorned with diamonds all over him too. And he was actually wearing an outfit that resembled my New Year's outfit, my New Year's dress. Except for he had diamonds all over his champagne cream suit. And he had all these rings on. I reached my hand out for him, and he let me hold his hand. I had a dream about Sadhguru, and I was in the swimming pool. And Sadhguru got in the swimming pool with me, so I swam up to Sadhguru and tried to touch him, and he jumped. You know, like how the Pope say, adults can't touch me, but I'll touch the children like you're impure. Yeah, that situation. So the fact that this guy adorned me and I adorned him, and we reached out hands, there was connection. But he was so amazed to see my archetype in the dream realm because I'm not exactly the same. I came in this motherfucker like a dynasty you haven't seen that they annihilated. Like they couldn't even believe that frequency was still alive. So whatever construct I was in, it allowed me to be in my richest, most vulnerable state. Who I truly am, like Oshun resurrecting or something. Okay? So the architect that I've been dealing with for a year showed up. The image showed up, the celebrity showed up. And I dismissed them so I could entertain the party to see about the resources, because this person deals with gold, jewelry, resources, oil, all types of shit. Like a celebrity, their image could be slandered and they lose all they fucking just like Kanye, what they lose their royalties and shit. Like celebrities need to start flipping their money so they have resources. Like why you around here buying gold when you should be buying up the blocks gold? You know what I mean? So I dismiss the image that I been dealing with for a year. I do not know why every time I go to sleep, I'm in this construct with this image or entity. I don't know why they pimping this celebrity's image to get close to me. I do not know why. And then they're not even getting close to me because when I get in the construct, once I see what's going on, I leave. Sometimes I chill. Sometimes I hang out. You know, one time I caught myself walking around somebody's house barefoot. And I was half asleep, half woke. And I was saying, bitch, I know you ain't walking around this motherfucker barefoot. I started cussing and fussing like her mama. If you don't go put some shoes on, you don't know these people. And I realized she didn't have I realized she did not have flip-flops or sandals or shower shoes. She only had heels. So she took the heels off to walk around the house to relax her feet. I don't know why this is possible. I don't know why in the dream realm you would need to relax your feet. Like, it's crazy. Okay? So after this little situation where I'm with these people in Royal Farm, I'm in Royal Farm. I leave that dream the next night. I meet back up with these women with mink coats on. But it was nothing but white women. It was weird. So we all got these mink coats on, these mink hats on. We chilling. I leave the dream to go pee. I get ready to go back to sleep. And all I heard was, they about to ambush you. They about to ambush you. They about to ambush you. But me, since I'm traveling, I'm checking out my physical surroundings. Like, checking outside. You know what I mean? Making sure my home is secure. Like that, right? Whether I'm traveling on the road, in a truck, whatever. I'm making sure I'm secure. What do you mean they about to ambush me? Like, it went on. It looped and looped and looped. So I didn't go back to that dream construct. Okay? Because these were some women that wouldn't even approach me in real life. So why am I here with them now? That's that dynasty. That's who you reign. I reign supreme. And see, they're more cold and more worldly like. I'm not cold and worldly. I'm an archetype. I'm a galactic energy from somewhere else. That's like Queen of the Dam when Aaliyah came back, from the vampirism. Like, what? She's awake. She's royalty. You get what I'm saying? So they were shocked that I'm able to come into these constructs. So, okay. So, somehow the celebrity got the gist that I don't feel like working with them right now in the construct. But remember, this is not the celebrity. Somebody's pimping this person's image. They feel like if they use that image, I respect them more. I show homage more. I'll listen to what they got to say. Okay? So, 2 nights ago, I'm in an all-out war with this motherfucker. I don't know. All I know is I went to sleep. I get in the dream realm. They pacing back and forth. They hot. They mad. And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? And I was dressed different. I was flyer. Like, for some reason, whoever you're around, you change. I was fly. I was wearing shit that I don't normally wear. Even though I would go to the store and buy this stuff today because I was like, oh, that shit nice. Right? And I have a very attuned third eye. So I have very vivid dreams, very lucid dreams. Okay? So, I went in the dream, and this person pacing back and forth, brushing up against me. And I'm like, what's going on? What the problem is? Why are you so mad? Next thing you know, we start fighting. Well, really, I'm just blocking myself. But then my supernatural powers came out, and I pulled my sword out. And of course, I started going ham. No matter how much I cut this person apart, they was able to put themselves back together. It wasn't a gruesome, bloody, bloodshed situation. No. It was like a power, like enemy or something. I'm like, get the fuck up off me. What the fuck the problem is? Why are you so mad? And I'm like, I know that this is not this person. I know that there's an entity or some type of program using this person's image because I allow this image to get close to me, right? So, The motherfucker started biting my forehead, biting my cheeks, and trying to whoop on me. Like, literally, that's when I pulled the sword out. Like, bitch, get the fuck up off me, you know? And I'm like, oh, it was awful. We fought all night. I don't know if I was leaving their rim. I found a new rim I wanted to be in. I found it a new resource. I did. Like, I'm telling you, I would rather be around somebody resourceful than a celebrity. I would rather be around a person with collateral than celebrity money, period. I'm all about wealth. I'm all about wealth and foundation and structure. I'm all about resources, minerals. I am a matriarch. You understand? I am a matriarch. So I'm going to go towards the old worldly principle. This is a matriarchal planet dealing with minerals and resources. So I'm not too flashy. They could slander your image tomorrow. They could come up with some shit. I know a guy right now that's in jail, been in jail 2 years, not even in prison. They say he murdered somebody 28 years ago. Now, how did they come up with that shit? Say he out of the 4 semens in her vagina, his semen popped up. And it took them 28 years to even try him, to lock him up for murder. That man done lost everything. They done had him in jail 2 years, and he ain't even been to trial yet. So you think I'm worried about being a celebrity and being defamed, put up on a pedestal, then knocked down? No. I'm all about my resources and my information and my intel. That's it. If you're not resourceful, you know how they say it's not what you know, it's who you know. Absolutely. Doorways will open for you. And when this doorway opened for me, where this person brought me in the construct that got the resources, this other entity or image got mad. And let me tell you something. That shit interfered with my real life. We fought so long, I woke up and I didn't go back to sleep. I waited until it got like 6:30 in the morning. You could see the light starting to come in the window. And then I went to sleep. I did a power nap. But when I woke up 12:30 that night from fighting, I couldn't go back to sleep. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know why this fight kept looping. Then I finally realized whatever worked with me that long lost me just that fast because I dismissed them. When they showed up to the party, I dismissed them. I didn't want to talk to them. I wanted to see what the man with the resource was talking about. I was doing a business transaction. Okay? But this image got mad. This entity got mad. Whoever was pimping this celebrity's image out got mad. And hey, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Do you know how many people, let's say if I'm a celebrity, do you know how many people, secretary, management, lawyers, doctors, different producers and different TV stations and this, that, and coders developed everything so that you could be where you at? They not gonna gotta deal with the most resourceful people, right? So if I found somebody that I felt like was more resourceful than this motherfucker, how they gonna get mad? And I speak to a human. I counseled this with a human. And then I counseled it with AI too. And AI kept saying, it's not an actual person, it's you. It's your spirit, it's your soul. Using different archetypes to understand you. Just like that time, the celebrity, we was at this public event outside, a lot of concrete. More like something like Rome or Italy type style. But it was American, but that's how many people was around. That's how many tourists was around. And the celebrity was trying to prove that they weren't embarrassed to be around me. Like I say, when I know your type and I know what you like, I give you your space. I'm not going to crowd your space. This pussy won't twitch for you. This heart won't twitch for you. These eyes will not water for you, right? And I give you your space. Like, yeah, we could go to the drive-thru together and get something to eat, but I'm not about to be out here in these streets with you for real, no. So they wanted to show or prove that I deserve to be in the spotlight with them. So the first thing they do is we out there in public, I fall on the ground. Why? Like, I couldn't even help it. Something in the construct made me fall on the ground. So I fell on the ground. So the person reached their hand out, the celebrity reached their hand out and helped me get up. And I said, I don't care. You know, I'm not working with you. They've been trying to work with me forever. I think publicly work with me. But like I say, this image, this real celebrity don't know this shit going on. Let's say if it's my psyche, it's trying to get me to get in that public status. You deserve to be in this spotlight too. But I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to get fortune from being famous. I don't mind having money in the shadows. I don't mind having resources. Motherfucker, you ain't about to defortune me, defame me. Bitch, no. But psychologically, let's say if it was me, my own agency within me, trying to get me to realize I deserve to be around these famous people too. I deserve to be around these celebrities too. Okay. It was trying to put me in the environment so that I won't have anxiety if I start being around famous people. Let's give it a benefit of doubt, okay? But I don't feel that way. I do not feel like these were my constructs. I feel like these was outsourced constructs from higher power people that was able to channel me or bring me into these constructs. Filthy rich motherfuckers, okay? Motherfuckers with higher technology, higher capabilities, okay? I told y'all, whenever they want you to buy Beyonce products, they send out a message in the dream realm for y'all. They don't even have to advertise to you on TV and the cell phone no more. Millions of people gonna wake up the same morning and say, I dreamed about Beyonce last night. Think I'm lying? They sending out advertisement in your dreams, commercials in your dreams. They want you to say, well, hell, if I had a dream about it, I'm about to go buy that $3,000 ticket and go to her concert. Oh, they got it going on. They got it going on. They some serious. I ain't lying. They know how to do this shit. But last thing I'm going to say before this time run out on this thing, the algorithms, for some reason I got a new update on the phone. And the AI, this new AI mode on Google showed up. And it was force feeding me the person I had just got into a fight with in a dream. Now, you know, when you fighting in a dream, there was no bloodshed. By me explaining it, I'm going to tell you what AI said. Because sometimes you can't decipher everything because you're living in it. AI said for somebody to bite your forehead, they're trying to control your vision, your third eye. They bite your cheeks, they're trying to dominate you. They bite your face, they're trying to dominate you. They're trying to control you. And I'm not even going to tell you the theme song that kept looping. So while we in this fight and we fussing and they pacing back and forth, like they trying to dominate and control me, there was a theme song that came on. And I was like, oh, hell no, bitch. That's when I left the dream, didn't go back to sleep until daylight. It was horrible. It was horrible. Like, I wasn't stressed out, I wasn't frustrated, but you're supposed to be at peace when you go to sleep. You're supposed to be able to relax. You're supposed to be able to... That shit shouldn't be trickling back into my real life. You understand? So identify these constructs, whether your brain created it, your frequency created it, or if somebody brought you into their construct. I've been in one where they sent me to a space station and all these children had the virtual glasses on, bats, gloves, balls, and they had the virtual glasses on. And they let me walk around the whole center out, and the doors go zoom, zoom, like you walk through the doors. Very high tech space station. And I looked at the receptionist, and I looked at all the children with the virtual goggles on, and I walked out the door. Like, they can't stop you from leaving. They can't take your free will away from you. You got to be willing. So know that you could leave these constructs. You could go have a good time. I went to a Harlem party. So these guys met up with me, and I kept going in these doors, and I mean, they was nice. They had on their 60 and 70 Harlem suits, the big ones, with the big pants, the nice fashion hats, the nice shoes. They was getting it in. And then I walked out the building, and this guy said, why you leaving? Why you leaving? Why you leaving? I was like, I'm underdressed. I didn't know y'all was having this type of Harlem party. But this the thing, like I say, maybe it is some type of insecurity in me where I felt like I have not arrived. Because it went from a park to a shopping mall to you go in specific doors, and they having this beautiful gala light Harlem Nights party. And they had 2 or 3 rooms with these men and women just dressed so beautiful. Big coated suits, big pants, but they was all fly. They all had their separate colors. And the guy, so I walked outside and I went up on the hill in the grass, and he was like, you fine. You got nice titties and the... And I'm like, he not even saying what I need him to say. Like, I don't need you to tell me I got nice big titties. Like, I don't need you to tell me that I'm cute in my own way. No. I need you to say, snap out of it and get dressed. I want to have a dance. You know what I mean? I don't need nobody to convince me who the fuck I am. You know what I mean? So I don't know why that entity or archetype was there. I don't know who was pimping his image. So remember, they'll see your heart flutter. They'll see your interest. They'll see anything about you. And they'll start using these archetypes. Even your own brain, even your own spirit, even your own soul will start to use these archetypes, these images, these celebrities. Whatever you show homage to or, have some type of respect for, they'll use that image to communicate or relay a message to you. Just remember, there is times that no construct matter. You will be with your source energy construct. And how do you know when you're with your source energy construct? It will be a part 2 to this video, and it will be on Patreon. Okay? There will be a part 2 to this video. It will be on Patreon. And it will talk about how do you know when you are in your source energy construct. So I'm going to leave it there. I can't be doing all this fighting in dreams. Like all the horror story. I don't have that horror shit in my dreams. Okay? So to be sitting up here fighting with a motherfucker like you biting my forehead, you biting my fucking cheeks, you dominating me, you roughing me up. Like there was no bloodshed, there were no teeth marks. But I'm just saying, like this motherfucker was roughing me up. I had to get this motherfucker up off me. Like straight up. Like I could be dismissive. I got a right to be dismissive. I don't know why they felt like they was protecting me. Or like they was just dominating me or controlling me all of a sudden. It's like a female dog in heat. And there's boy dogs around. And she probably was with the boy dog the whole time. But another boy dog, another tramp came around. And so he just rough her up. He control her like rough, and fight the other dog off. Like he'll rough her up, like he'll snap at her, growl at her, bite at her, and she's like, but her pussy hot. She want to screw him too. She want to, a new tramp showed up, something like that. So this person took where I was at, the guy with the resources, actually did something where I shut everything else down. All the other people that was trying to collaborate or anything in this construct, I just shut them out. Because somehow this entity or being or image allowed me to open up my true dynasty, my true elite, my true supreme reign reality. And once I opened up that true reign reality, that royal side, I didn't want to, celebrity money ain't long enough. No. I don't care what you got. I don't care what you got going on. It's all about tangible resources. Okay? It's all about negotiating and making plays other places. It's only so much entertainment you can sell. Government and politics deal with resources. You can have your own city, you got your own resources. You can have your own state, you got your own resources. You can have your own island, you got your own resources. That's what it's about. So yeah, I'm all about territory. Having your own infrastructure. I don't want to be nowhere where I could be famous and then defamed. They told Dave Chappelle, by the time you leave out of this office, you'll be a crackhead going to Africa. And they did exactly that. And I know I'm very resourceful. Because no matter what state I'm in, that eagle coming. And it's going to slow down. It's going to hover. I'm going to shoot a bird out. That's my cue. Bitch, I see you. What's up? They're going to circle the block. They're going to come back one more time. I don't know why I'm that resourceful. I don't care. They know I'm at work. So if I'm at work, why are you following me? I can see if I was in my own personal car and you trying to see what I'm doing. But if I'm at work, what possibly can I be doing that could be going against society norms? I can see if I'm on my own time. That's another thing. They know how far your body is away from your phone. So let's say if I leave my phones in the truck. and I go walk around the mall with no phone. They know that my body is not within 50 feet of my phone. My body is not within 100 feet of my phone, because they have radio wave frequencies tethering back and forth to your body from the phone. So let's say I'm walking around the mall and I decide I'm going to leave the mall and I see a Longhorn Steakhouse over there. I don't even go back to the truck. I go straight to the Longhorn Steakhouse, to the bar. So I'm not with my phone for several hours. Weird shit will start happening. The chopper will show up. Or you'll see a person walk into the restaurant, set their eyes on me, and walk back out the restaurant. Like, what type of resource am I really? How can I be a threat in this real wake life? How can I be a threat in the steakhouse? I'm going to leave it there. If you want to know the different types of constructs and how you know your source energy construct from these artificial constructs, okay, how to start protecting your gateway so that you will not be pulled into these constructs, by all means, check out my Patreon. The link will be in the description. And I will have a full detailed video on how to determine when you're using your own source energy. And if you can't use your own source energy, you can't do lucid dreams, you can't do vivid dreams, you can get a consultation and we can work on activating that medulla oblongata, that third eye, decalcifying that pineal gland, and working on your frontal cortex for your third eye to penetrate your reality. So there we have it. Until next time, unearth the magic. The truth will definitely set you free.